Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, AOC proudly brings to you the best wrestling television show in the world. Sports Entertainment Tonight. All right, I'm Nick Fuquay.
I'm Mark Traha.
And this is another edition of Sports Entertainment Tonight.
Yep.
If you want to call in, talk some wrestling with us, the number, 337-366-8950.
Call in.
Yes, and we're going to go ahead and start our timer here. We're on the clock, folks.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about, a lot going on in the wrestling world. And that's what we do on this show. We talk about wrestling stuff.
Yeah, wrestling stuff, wrestling.
Okay.
Call it.
So what was the biggest thing that stood out for you this week as far as our wrestling entertainment that we get on Monday nights?
The Rock.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking, he's back, folks.
Yeah.
And he just made a quick little visit on Raw, and your boy Rusev was doing his little spiel, about the Russian flag and Rusev Rush and
a little surprise. You smell what the Rock is cooking?
I thought they did a pretty darn good job of keeping the secret in the bag. I didn't hear anything about The Rock showing up. And
finally, The Rock has come back to Brooklyn.
Well, and for me, it almost kind of saved the show, because I was kind of struggling through Monday night.
Yeah,
and we'll talk about some of that stuff.
What's her name? Kathy Lee Gifford and
Kathy Lee and whoever the hell Hoda is. I don't want to know who Hoda is. Hoda is sorry. The explosion gets us every time, folks.
Yeah.
We can't wear any protective gear here. We got to go at it hardcore.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
But getting back to this Kathy Lee and Hoda crap. Oh my God. I'm getting a little nauseated, and I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
So needless to say, we're doing a TV show here. They brought them out, and what was the point? I don't get it.
And Adam Rose was in the segment too, and kind of flopped,
I think probably what happened is John Cena was on the Today Show or whatever show they do, and maybe it was just a favor, like, hey, if y'all let John Cena on your show, then maybe you can come on Raw and break wine bottles over each other's butts, because that's what they did, folks. We've got a caller. Let's go ahead and see who we got today.
Oh, it's Billy. Billy.
Hello.
Billy.
Can I have a hot dog, please, Mr. Ambrose?
Aha, extra relish.
Yeah, you can't.
Gentlemen, how are you doing this week?
Very good, Billy. How are you?
Chilling, man.
I'm doing just fine, and man, what a terrible Monday Night Raw this week.
I kind of agree with you.
Unbelievably horrible.
Other than The Rock.
Yeah, The
Other
Rock.
than The Rock.
No, including The Rock. I don't really care for The Rock, to be honest. The dude is just like Brock Lesnar. He's got no respect for the business whatsoever.
Well, I think The Rock has put in his time, though. He was just making a quick little cameo. And ultimately, I don't think The Rock's body can go through it. And plus, he's making $20 million a movie, so what does he need to wrestle for,
you got.
But at least he comes back,
I heard you talking about Kathy Lee and Hoda. What in the blue hell
worst
was that
segment ever.
Unbelievable.
It had absolutely no point. Nobody benefited from that segment at all.
Adam Rose didn't really, I feel bad for Adam Rose because it was a really bad segment and it didn't look bad,
Yeah, but, they came out and smashed wine bottles on each other's butts and fell back into the rosebuds, and, oh, my God, I literally wanted to change the channel if I wasn't streaming it online.
And next week's going to be worse is the Atlanta Housewives.
So now we got the Housewives.
Now you're more nauseated.
We had to do the Joan London thing, and I'm all for the breast cancer awareness, but we don't need 4 segments of breast cancer awareness. So it's just I think they're trying to get women viewers, but possibly losing some male viewers in the process.
What about John Cena?
Hey guys, something came up real right back. I'll call you in about 5 minutes.
Okay, sounds good, Miss Billy.
All right.
Okay, so while Billy is doing his thing, which of course that is Billy from Mid-South Extreme and Gulf South Wrestling. He's been calling in the last couple weeks. He's an expert in the business. He's been working as a wrestling commentator for about the last 5-6 years. Yeah. So let's just run through Raw a little bit. Raw opened with Seth Rollins doing a promo, and of course we've got the whole Dean Ambrose and John Cena fighting over
and I guess
who gets Seth Rollins.
The new Stooges is Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury. They're the new Stooges.
Right. And, I like Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe. They made good Stooges, but, the new guys are all right. And then, of course, Stephanie and Triple H came out, made another 6-man tag match. That's an issue I'm having. Is way too many 6-man tag matches. Yeah. Teddy Long's not even there, which, of course, we'll get to SmackDown spoilers. And Teddy Long, your boy, holla at your boy, player. Yeah, he's gonna, we'll see some type of multi-man tag match on the SmackDown 15th anniversary. But we'll talk all that in a little while. Too much people. Yes, indeed. So, then, hey, what do you know? We open Raw with a 6-man tag match. Golden Stardust against Cesaro against Usos and Ziggler. Yeah. Of course, the baby faces went over in this one. Then, of course, we got our puke segment of the night. It is Kathy Lee and Hoda from the Today Show. And in my opinion, folks, it was the worst segment ever on Raw. Yeah, I would imagine they lost many viewers during that segment.
Yeah, click the channel.
Is the football game on yet?
Yeah. Or let's watch Gotham or something,
anything else. Yeah. But that was god awful, WWE. If you're watching this, anybody. It was god awful. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Yeah. Naughty. You're naughty, WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like what they said.
Yeah, somebody put something in the punch over there. Okay, we got a Bo Dallas a feud going with Mark Henry. Yeah. And they went at it for the third time, and Bo Dallas won by disqualification. So if it's not a 6-man tag, it's going to be a disqualification if you got a singles match because, hey, nobody can take a loss around here.
But the thing is, I guess to getting the heel, Bo Dallas, they're trying to get him to get some heat.
Sure.
A chicken,
and then Bo Dallas gets an Intercontinental title shot on main event. I didn't necessarily get that. Okay, so which of course Ziggler ended up winning on main event and defended his title, but Ziggler's defended his title 3 or 4 times already since SummerSlam.
Well, that's a good thing,
Yeah, I think it is a good thing, especially to defend it on TV.
Yeah.
They don't do that enough. And speaking of champions. Do they even have a WWE champion? Because they haven't mentioned Brock Lesnar in the last 2 weeks.
And they said he wasn't going to be until next month.
Yeah, so why put the belt on this guy if he is not going to be at every single pay-per-view? Because, it's one thing if he doesn't show up on Raw, but you need to defend the title at least once a month.
Yeah.
And that's part of the rules, I thought, of the title is that you have to defend it once a month.
Or they want to put it on you, they can, a person they can rely on,
Well, yeah, it's easy to rely on somebody who's not there, huh?
Yeah.
So.
Maybe that's why John Cena's been champion so many times because they could rely on him.
Well, you're right about that, and but I'm hoping that the WWE is getting ready to crown their new champions, mainly the Shield members. Your Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. That's the next generation.
Who do you think of the Shield is who should get a title? Should be put. Who do you think is ready?
Put on the top of the mountain?
Yeah.
I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are ready. Roman Reigns, he's got the look, but I just don't think he has the charisma in his promos, personally.
What about the matches? Who do you think?
Roman, I think Seth Rollins is the best wrestler out of everybody.
Yeah, he might see a Money in the Bank contract,
Yeah, and so ultimately he will eventually become the champion. Yeah. Unless it's the last 2 or 3 Money in the Banks that were letdowns.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see, folks. So after Bo Dallas and Mark Henry, we had Dean Ambrose come out and do a promo. He called out Cena. He's pretty much tired of his crap.
Yeah.
And, they kind of challenged each other. And, Dean Ambrose was like, nah, I'm peacing out. Peace,
I'll eat me a hot dog, get on the train and eat me a hot dog.
Yeah, so, once again, some unpredictable behavior from Dean Ambrose, which is why people like him, and he's entertaining to watch. He kind of does remind me a little bit of Stone Cold, and just kind of his antics.
Yeah,
that he
babyface, but some little edge.
well, it's your typical anti-hero, you know. So, and he seems as though he could play the babyface or the heel.
Yeah.
Same with Seth Rollins, really. And Roman Reigns, the jury's still out on him.
Yeah.
Speaking of Roman Reigns, we did get a Roman Reigns interview a little later, and they made a pretty big deal about it. Like, oh, Roman Reigns interview, and he basically said like 2 sentences. Yeah. And it's like it was literally like a 10-second interview.
I'm coming back, and with his deep voice, yeah, I'm coming back.
I'm coming back. Everything's great. And then he like brushes his hair and everything, and just like looks down, you know. So yeah, Roman Reigns is coming back. Maybe Royal Rumble time. I'm guessing. Yeah, we'll see. So after the Dean Ambrose promo, we have Brie Bella. In what was it against Summer Rae, but she had to have her arm tied behind her back. It seems like I've heard that story before.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Well, it seems like they did the exact same thing with her husband, Daniel Bryan, and it really does seem like they're almost mirroring her push as what Daniel Bryan had to go through.
But she got a lot better though with her character and her wrestling.
I agree. She's a much better actress, which she's not great, but she's better actress than Nikki is.
Listen to her husband and be like, well, if my husband's good, you know, I guess.
Well, he's been off, so he's probably been helping her out in the ring and helping train her. Because, I mean, she's got all kind of new moves, you know, so she's really gotten over with the crowd, especially since she does the yes. Yeah. You know, so, but she's pretty much gotten over, you know, and I even say Nikki has gotten a little better. Yeah. You know, as far as wrestling, her promos are still god-awful.
You think John Cena taught her?
Who knows about that. But it does seem like they're moving really slow with the Bella feud. Like, when are we going to see Bella versus Bella? You know,
Hell in a Cell, they said it's going to be a Hell in a Cell, you know. 2 hot chicks, Hell in a Cell. They're going to beat each other up, get all bloody.
That'll probably be awful. But, we'll see, folks. But I'd like to see that kind of culminate. And whatever happened to Stephanie McMahon? She's not in this storyline anymore. Like, I guess she forgave Brie Bella. And
I guess she has some other stuff to do. Maybe the breast cancer thing, or
maybe so. So we did see have a Tyson Kidd sighting. He's been getting somewhat of a little more airtime on the main roster. Which I'm a fan of Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler. Good.
You know, the Hart Dynasty, which he took a loss against Jack Swagger. However, he got his win back on main event when they had a rematch. Yeah. They are still going with the Natty's husband storyline. What do you think about that story gimmick for him?
Yeah, they're trying to make it a reality. You know, they're trying to make it like it's real life, but it's not. You know, but it's okay. You know, it's okay for his character. It's good for his character because he's like a heel.
Right, you know, and but I think sometimes with WWE, depending on Total Divas for your storylines, you know, a lot of fans don't watch Total Divas that watch Raw. Yeah. And so it's just like, what the heck is going on here?
And
Why am I watching these Diva matches that are 2 minutes long and they suck?
And Vince McMahon doesn't want the cast members of Total Divas to be
a champion, right? Yeah, so, I mean, and that could explain why Natalya hasn't been champion, maybe, in at least the last 3 or 4 years. And then another god-awful segment. Slater Gator against El Torito. It was just the Gator against El Torito, you know, so, yeah, there's Billy again. Let's say what's up.
Yeah.
Yo, what up?
Billy!
Sorry about that, guys. One thing you got to realize when you're on babysitting duty, you have to do a diaper detail, and that's what I just had to do.
Yep. Excellent. Yeah, I felt like I was doing diaper detail when I saw Kathy Lee and Hoda. You know, and it stunk even worse than that.
But I do got a couple of things I want to bring up to you guys. One thing about The Rock's appearance, from what reports are saying, is that segment was completely unscripted. The Rock was actually not set to go out there. It was actually a surprise that The Rock did, not only for WWE, but for the fans over in Brooklyn. So I got to say kudos to The Rock for actually doing that. That was a completely unrehearsed script. So and now they got fans out there everywhere are now putting up memes. They're putting up rumors for Hell in a Cell, The Rock versus Rusev. I don't think that's going to happen.
Nor do I.
Yeah.
Maybe at WrestleMania they might be planting a seed, but Rock won't come back for anything less than a WrestleMania.
But other than Dean Ambrose with the ketchup and mustard holsters, which I just found that to be absolutely hilarious.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just laughing. I was just sitting there laughing and like wow. But
his character is awesome, you know.
Yeah,
I
you don't have to be a
he's
Stone
really
Cold.
getting over with me at least, you
He's
know.
like
and
he's
I mean,
like
even with the fans.
he just airs like Stone Cold almost.
yeah, but is anyone really shocked over the fact that Triple H made the match for Ambrose and Cena for Hell in the Cell? I for one am not. I actually saw it coming.
Right. Well, what else were they going to do without a WWE champion in their main event? You know. So, and we were just discussing that while you were changing diapers.
We don't have a WWE champion.
We don't have a WWE champion. You know. I mean, and we were just saying, don't you have to defend the title every month? You know, or else you get the title stripped. That's what past champions have had. You know. So.
Guys, you know what? Another emergency just came up. I'm sorry to do this, but I got to back out just one more time, and I'll promise it'll be the last time.
All right, Mr. Sir. Yep. Oh, Billy's got to go change diapers while we're here on air. You know, entertaining the masses.
Entertaining the masses.
Yes. Let me hang that up. So getting back to our conversation with the Gator against the Bull.
Yeah, they're trying to find something for Hornswoggle.
Oh, my God. You know, Kathy Lee Hoda, Gator versus... Bull with a bunny in the background, and Joan London talking about breast cancer, and which I actually came up with a cool band name when I was watching the Joan London segment. It was called Boo BS. You know, and we all know what BS stands for, right?
Yeah.
You know, so we're booing BS, right?
Yeah.
And when you spell it out, it actually spells boobs.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of cool, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Anyways, we have, the Rusev and Lana promo where The Rock shows up. Why don't you give us some Rock quotes?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, The Rock. You find The Rock head to Brooklyn, or like he's just talking and stuff. Banging it, Rock had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, clanging and banging.
Clanging and banging, baby.
Clanging and banging in the gym, coming back to Brooklyn, whoosh pop,
All right.
Everybody's like, yeah, The Rock, and like, what, Lana, you gotta know your role, and like the audience says,
shut your mouth. Right, and what did he call Lana again? Like a Russian, Soviet, I don't know, I can't remember.
He told Rusev his breath smells like Chewbacca's
balls or something.
Yeah,
like
bing
that.
bag, yeah.
Yeah, and he's always full of like little funny zingers. You
You
gotta
know-
love a Rock. And he asked Rusev, we blowing up, folks.
Yeah, we blowing up.
Like at the beginning of the show when the explosions go off, and the phone is
Answer.
doing that. All right.
Billy, you're back.
It is so hard when women want you 24 hours a day. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, we know the feeling there, Mr.
Yeah,
Billy.
we know, man.
It's going all right. Did any of you guys got a chance to check out main event for this week? Because it was actually a pretty interesting show.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. Ziggler had to defend his title again, which of course this is like his fourth.
Against Bo Dallas, you have to believe, Billy. Believe, Billy.
You just gotta believe.
Believe.
Yeah. Well, do you think Bo Dallas is ever going to get over with the crowd? Even gain a lot of heat to where I don't think that McMahon is a big Bo Dallas fan.
Yeah. You don't think?
I think it's something. It goes back to what I said a couple of weeks ago on our show. I think the fans, guys like a Bo Dallas, like a Bray Wyatt, I think they need just more time for their gimmicks to kind of settle in on the WWE audience. I mean, having them one time per show, to me, that's not enough. They need if they want to do that, they need to get him on a more high-profile angle. And if they do something like that, I think only then can Bo Dallas really start to really cement his gimmick and really start getting over with the crowd.
Yep. And about Bray Wyatt, I heard the Ascension might go and be part of the Wyatt family later on, because I heard like Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are going to get a push singles wise. What you think about that?
I was actually confused as heck just when I saw those vignettes on Raw. I mean, first he sets both of them free, and then at the end of Rowan's vignette, they show I want to say politely, a lady's stomach with the words, "It's coming" on there. And one of the things the people on my WGS TV Facebook page, they were heavily rumoring about is the fact an appearance of Sister Abigail into the Wyatt family gimmick. Do you think there's any validity in that statement about a Sister Abigail actually physically being there for the Wyatt family gimmick?
Yeah, I was actually thinking that a year ago. Whenever I first
like
saw Bray
maybe
Wyatt, when is Sister Abigail coming?
NXT Diva.
I figured they'd wait a couple years.
Maybe NXT Diva or Alexa Bliss. And one thing, like Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt, they have a sister, Micah Rotunda. Maybe she might be a wrestler maybe later on.
That would be interesting to see if they actually use her for the Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that was something that I was wondering about whenever Bray Wyatt first came out, in 2013. That, I mean, like, when his sister, I figured they would probably wait a couple years and then Sister Abigail would come back. But yeah, we also got a 15th anniversary SmackDown this week. What are you excited for that, Billy?
Oh, always. I think Edge and Christian had their own little preview on the WWE Network when it pertains to the Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah. Which I watched.
I love Edge's wit. Adam Copeland's wit on when he did to Michael Cole, calling him like a bag of yogurt on commentary. I thought that was hilarious.
And that he's a total
by the way,
tool.
key to Michael Cole, I didn't realize you could say nutbag on commentary and get away with it. But other than that, I'm really actually looking forward to it. What kind of key moments of Friday Night SmackDown, or in the history of SmackDown rather, that kind of stand out to you guys?
The ring collapse.
The ring collapse, definitely.
Yeah, ring collapse of Big Show and Brock Lesnar. The beginning of when Hulk Hogan came back. Like when SmackDown was against Raw, when Paul Heyman was part of it, they had better wrestlers like Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. Edge started getting more popular push. I just guess having a different show, being on UPN.
Well,
local TV. Like regular TV.
One of my favorite SmackDown moments was, I don't know if you remember the 6-man Hell in the Cell match that had like Rikishi, where Rikishi fell off the top of the cage.
Yeah, it happened at WWE Armageddon, I believe in 2000, if I'm not mistaken.
But the Go Home SmackDown before that show was probably the best SmackDown ending I've ever seen. You can YouTube it, the best SmackDown ending ever, and I think that's what pops up. But everybody does their super move that was involved in that match, and it was a pretty good SmackDown moment for me. I liked the first show, and I watched it again.
Or the pilot's really good too.
Yeah, so SmackDown, it used to be a good show. It
used to be the Rock show.
Now it's been treated as a B- show, you know. So
used to be the Rock show.
And I would really like if they can go live. I mean, I guess it just costs more to go live for them, and they're kind of hurting financially.
It used to be like on Wednesdays they used to tape it, and now they do it on Tuesdays.
Yeah, and there was talk that it was going to go back to Thursdays, but now it's officially staying on Fridays. So, which is fine with me. I mean, Thursdays usually, I guess, football. That they'll have to compete against. You already compete against football on Monday night, which I've never understood. Why don't you have like a Tuesday or Wednesday show when there's nothing on TV? Or at least as far as sports.
But it's Monday Night Raw. It's a tradition for like 21 years.
Well, sure, with Raw, but
years.
It's just Tuesday and Wednesday are wide open as far as, gaining viewers, so.
Yeah, but the thing about that is they want to save those kind of shows to get people on the WWE Network. If they kind of put those shows on a Tuesday and a Wednesday on actual TV, then what would, like if they put Main Event back on TV on Tuesdays and they put NXT on Thursdays, what would be the real point of getting the WWE Network? There wouldn't be.
You're right. And, now those shows are pretty much exclusively on WWE Network, so.
Or the contract goes out, maybe they can be just WWE Network and stuff, be on the internet or be on the DirecTV.
Yeah, let's talk about, we got a couple other little topics we were going to talk about. The WWE announced that there's going to be 40 men in the Royal Rumble in 2015, which I think is personally a good thing. A couple years ago when they had the 40-man Royal Rumble, I think Alberto Del Rio won that Royal Rumble. But, it got more of the roster into the match. Not only that, hopefully they don't go overkill with all the joke people, like
NXT probably the legends, maybe Jake the Snake might come back.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that's what they do. Bring back some legends, bring up some NXT people.
Yeah.
And that's
Can you imagine how the crowd would react if Sting was actually in the Royal Rumble.
I could
Yeah,
actually see it happening.
Yeah.
That might be where they start his feud with maybe Undertaker, for instance, if that's gonna be the match.
Yeah.
You know, because typically we
Definitely
see
worth looking
WrestleMania.
into. I mean, the Royal Rumble's always been one of my favorite events of the year.
Mine as well. And I mean, it always usually your WrestleMania feuds typically start around, Royal Rumble time.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to that. We've got how many more pay-per-views? We've got Hell in a Cell. We've got Survivor Series, then Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, then Royal Rumble. Then we're in WrestleMania season again. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I think we have to let you go, Billy. It's almost time for us to go.
All right, you guys have a great week.
Thanks
Yes,
so much
sir.
for calling in.
Thanks, Billy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good one.
I guess it's a fun, we're almost done, and I guess it's a good.
Time flies when you're having fun, folks. We won an hour, and come 2015, we might be going to an hour. So,
Yeah.
but the time has come. We're just about out of time here. I'm Nick Fuquay. This is Mark Trahon.